Alright, in this video we'll see how to create a property listing plugin with WordPress. So let me show you what it actually does. So this is coming from a shortcode and you see all the properties that is listed. So now if you want to click on the view contact, you'll see the contact information. So as of now, 3 properties listed in this particular page. So this is coming from this shortcode and you can manage those. If I refresh the page, only the status which is available shows up. If it is sold, you'll see the sold one will not show up. So if I make this, if I want to edit this, I'll click on this button. So it will open me the page where I can make the status to available. Once I make this available, these listing will get reflected on the front end. So it got saved. If I refresh the page, you'll see there is the property in total. So in the WP list table, we'll see how to add this button. Now I want to add a property. In that case, just click on add property. I'll just add the property title, the price of the property, what type it's duplex, and the contact information. I need to pass this in the text field, and the address is this one, and it's available as of now. And if you want to add a region, and you can use this category, and also you can give the featured image. Select this one. This seems to be a random one. Click on set featured image. Once it got set, click on publish. So this is it. Now this property will be available on the dashboard table, also on the this front page. So as of now we have 4. So this is how the plugin will work. Now what are the things that we are going to learn? We'll see how to create a custom post type. What you see here, listing, property listing, is actually a custom post type with taxonomy region. As of now we have 4 regions I have added. So this is length for the meta box. So if I click on the add new property, by default WordPress gives you title and featured image and also the taxonomy section. So what I did is I used meta box to get to add the text field for prices, text field for property type, text field for contact info, along with address, and we have availability, either it's sold or available. These are actually the boxes. Now in the WP list table, the hero of this video is going to be we'll see how to add the view button and the edit button. In the previous video we haven't seen how to add the view and edit button. We'll see how to add view and edit button also. Now along with that, we'll use a shortcode that will display the HTML in the front end. So this is the card view, modern card view that you see. That is coming from the shortcode that gets converted into what is actually there in the backend dashboard table. It is beautifully presented in the front end just by pasting the shortcode. So without wasting time, let's get into the code. So to make it work, we want a plugin to be active. So for that we need to, I'll click on this plugin page where you'll see the list of plugins. So let me just deactivate this plugin so that it doesn't get conflict with our current plugin. I want a plugin to show up. So in that case, we'll create a new folder in the plugins folder. I have locally set up the WordPress. Let's just say property is a folder, and inside property I want to create a file. It has to be similar name with what folder I'm doing it. So these plugin name, description, version number, and author is actually coming from the metadata that we need to pass. So these are actually the metadata. So let me just make this UI Monk property list property manager, and this is the author name. So if I refresh it, you'll see the new plugin called UI Monk property manager. So if I click on activate, I want to create a custom post type. So we need to create a function that will have custom post type, and that post function should get linked to the hook called init. Let's do that. So init function calls a function for register activation hook. So these are the labels for when I activate it. You'll see the property manager that will be coming from these label, and I'm saying that this should be available on the front end. That's true, and I'm specifying the icon and also specifying I need title and thumbnail support, and has archive also active. Now once this plugin is active, you'll see on the sidebar property listing manager will show up. property listing. So if I click on property listing, the table would be blank. So let me just delete those previously added so that it doesn't get conflict. If I click on add new property, only the title and the featured image section shows up. So let's add a taxonomy also. So taxonomy is a category. Similar to how we have used the register post type, we'll be using the register taxonomy. So these are the labels that I'm passing. I'm saying taxonomy. When I say taxonomy, there are two types of taxonomy. One is category and the other is tag. If you want only the tag, you just make this false. If you want this to be category, you'll just make this hierarchical true. And show admin columns. So this is responsible for showing your category on this particular page. So you can see these are shown now. If you make this false or if you remove, that thing will go away. Cool. Sorry for that. Now we want our custom field to show up. So for that we have a MetaBox hook. Let's do that. So now we have select. We have three text fields which is inside the class, and we have address bar, address text field, and we have a select tag. So refresh it, you'll see. Now what happens is it all shows up in the vertical order. I want these to be in the single line. For that case we need to add a CSS. So CSS, I'll add it in the WP head. So with the help of admin head hook, I'm adding the CSS. That is enough to make your input field show in one row. Now since this is custom post type, all the values will get stored into the post meta variable, post meta table. So to access the saved post meta, to access the stored values, I'll use get post meta. So this is key, and whatever value that you set on the input field will be the value. So this is key. Again, whatever you set in the value will be the key value pair. Now once I click on save, what should happen? By default WordPress just saves what's there, what is come with the post type. So I want to say to the WordPress that these also should get saved when post actually gets saved. So for that we have a save post hook, and we need to pass the, along with that we need to pass the custom post type. So to get the value from the post meta, we'll use get post meta. To update the value, we'll use update post meta. So that's enough. We try saving this property. Let's do that. Uses is a title, and the price, the property, contact information, the address of the property, and the location, featured image, set featured image. And if you click on publish, you'll see one property has got added. So if I click on a table, you'll just see title and date. So now what I need to do is I want the table to be rich with the custom fields. In that case we'll use a hook. So this hook is actually a combination of the post type. So whatever I'm adding X, it's a placeholder of the post type. Now with this we'll set the columns. The first one to be checkbox, then featured image, then property name, then price, then address, and finally these two. This action is for the button. So if I refresh this, you'll see it will set the column header, sorry, row header, or you can say column header itself. It's a column header only. Now so this is setting the header. Now based on the header, thumbnail, title, I want to make a query to the database with the help of get post meta and display the values. It's similar to the hook that we have already used. So it's a placeholder. This is a placeholder for the custom post type. Now if it is thumbnail, get the thumbnail. If it is price, get the price, and so on. And if it is the action, we need two buttons to show up. One is edit URL and the second one is view URL. So view URL you can get it by the permalink, and edit URL you can get it by edit underscore get underscore edit underscore post underscore link. And that's it. I'm appending this in the href. If you refresh, you'll find the data gets fetched from the database table, which is wp post meta, and the value gets filled here. Now similarly, we'll use same concept for shortcode. So this, let's just edit this. Let us add a and as of now I have not saved it. I'm just saying that means I show all the data where the available meta field is available. So this is the key that we have used. You'll see this key in the field for this value that gets stored. We are using this meta query key and the value, and the compare is equal, and based on the key you'll get only the available property to be displayed with the help of while loop. Now that's it. Now you'll see the data will get fetched from the database and it will be displayed, and if I click on it you will see the contact. It's because of this toggle slide toggle function. The data is already there, you just have to click it to. I hope the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening.